What's going on, everybody? It's your pal Burrito Johnson coming at you live from my beautiful studio bedroom. It's been a while since I've done a useless video, mainly because my computer exploded pretty much, blew up. No, it wasn't because of too much porn. So it's being fixed, it's being repaired, hopefully be back on it soon. Whoever, that zero people are watching this, which is fine. So I have a sweet little setup going on here. I got my iPhone 5 on a little tripod, like an 8-inch tripod, an iPod, yes. So I have a little setup going on. I mainly got it because of the webcam, actually, since I don't have anything for the webcam to go to record. It's actually it's an iPhone stand that doubles. You could just unhook or unhinge or whatever the thing, and you could like throw in like a webcam or a point and shoot cam or whatever. You could just screw it on there. So it's convenient. It's not one of those fancy little $30-$40 tripods that you use, but it's something to it's a little come in handy. It cost me $4.57 on eBay, all the way from California. I got it today, so I'm just testing it out. I'm also using the front face camera on my iPhone 5 because it does output 720. I'm not using the other side, which is 1080, because I wouldn't know if it's framed correctly or whatever. So I'm going to use this for a while until I can get everything up and running. Hopefully the quality's good. Better than what if not just as good as what I used to put out. Yeah, so it's been very interesting, and it's been a couple of weeks since I've had my iPhone 5, and I'm loving it. It's probably the best, not only iPhone, but the best smartphone that I've ever owned. Call me an Apple fanboy. I don't give a shit, because I've messed around with my friends' phones. I like their latest Galaxy 4, Galaxy 3, whatever the hell. They're sluggish. I don't know what it is. I do not. I was listening to music on an Android phone not too long ago, and what I don't really like about Androids is that they may be fast and everything, but they do get bogged down sometimes. I was like listening to music, and it was skipping. It wasn't because of the music something was wrong with the file. It was because the system was just so slow or whatever. And there was like 3 or 4 apps running in the background. What I like about the iPhone 5 or even the 4S or whatever, like you could be running like a shitload of apps in the background, and it wouldn't even affect like your podcast that you're listening to, or even music. It doesn't stutter. It doesn't slow down. That's what I've noticed. The big difference that I've noticed between the two phones or two platforms is that the Android tends to slow down a lot. I don't know why. And then you can even if you kill all the apps in the task manager or whatever, it's still bogged down. But yeah, T-Mobile's been badass, man. 4G speeds practically everywhere I go. I'll get an LTE speeds pretty much a few miles that way. Unfortunately, my room used to be a dead zone for pretty much any cell service. When I had a Sprint, it would come in once in a while. Even with T-Mobile, I had T-Mobile a few years back, and in this room it was a dead zone. Now they did update. That's when I know that T-Mobile did truly update their network, because now I get 4G in my room with no problem. Before, it used to be a dead zone. Nobody could get a hold of me. Now I'm able to send texts, make some phone calls, actually receive phone calls in here. So T-Mobile's pretty badass and really cheap. Really, really cheap for unlimited everything. I'm averaging about a gig a day of data. If I would have gone to Verizon like originally was supposed to, they start you off at 2 gigs for like $20 or something like that, and then you could tack on $10 per gig or something. I would have been screwed. I would have been paying overages. So I'm okay. I'm glad I stick with T-Mobile. But also I was every state, every town or whatever has their used bookstores or whatever. We have Bookmans here. We have a couple locations. We got one in Phoenix. We got one in Mesa, where I live, and one in Tucson. I don't know if they're. You know what? I've been going to Bookmans for over 10 years, and I don't even know if they have more outside of the state. Maybe, but yeah. So since I can't really get, I mostly read everything on my Nook simple e-reader. I don't have the one that glows in the dark, doesn't light up. I'm not fancy like that. I bought my Nook for $49.99 at a Black Friday deal, so I'm like, I gotta get that. I mostly read my books on the Nook, but they really what they haven't really tapped into, and maybe there's not a big demand, is the choose your own adventure market. Remember when you were a kid? It's, you would read those choose your own adventures. I'm surprised they haven't tapped into that on the on an ebook reader, because you would assume that putting those on ebooks would be pretty easy. And it's touchscreen. My Nook, anyways. Most of the e-readers are touchscreen, anyways. You just touch it, turn to page this and this if you want to go this. So that's another thing I haven't really seen. I'm sure there's stuff out there, but I went to the section because I know the only way I would get Choose Your Own Adventure to read anytime soon would be to buy a physical copy. So they did have the old school Choose Your Own Adventures, like the Abominable Snowman, all this, crazy adventures. But I used to be a Goosebumps fanatic when I was a kid. I used to read all R.L. Stine. I don't think I read much of his outside of Goosebumps, but I did read practically all his Goosebumps. I think I owned, every month I would go to the store and I would pick up a Goosebumps book pretty much and read the hell out of it. But then I forgot about these. They have Choose Your Own Adventures, and then they have Reader Beware. It was a series they released. I think it was during, or it could have been after. I don't remember, of Goosebumps. But I picked this one up. They had a shitload. I just picked this one up because I wanted to read, Choose Your Own Adventure Time Travel. I picked this up mainly for my kid so he could read. He's going to be 6 years old, so I hope this doesn't freak him out. When I started reading Goosebumps, I was about 9 or 10, maybe 11. So I hope he. So I wanted to know, what was your favorite Goosebumps books? Write it down below. What was your favorite? Were you even a fan of R.L. Stine when you were growing up? Did you grow up in the 90s? Or even if you were a teenager or in college or something, when the Goosebumps were first being released, did you read them? Shoot, I'm sure I would if I would have known about it. I don't own any more physical copies of the Goosebumps books, but I do own all of them on an ebook, on ebook form, EPUB format. So I have, I don't know, like 80 something. I forgot how many they released, but I have them all on my my Nook. So I don't even have to go worry about the physical copy. I can just read all of them, and they literally take me a day, maybe less than that, to read. So I don't know what my favorite is. Do you have a favorite Goosebumps books, or it could be R.L. Stine? Comment on, like I said, comment down below, and yeah. So that's going to do it for another useless video today. Did you read these books as well? If you did, what is your favorite one? Until then, that's going to do it. I'm going to try to do more, just so I can be more comfortable around it. Like I said, I have a sweet setup right here going on with my little tripod. I can make movies in here and stuff like that. So hopefully the quality looks good. I am using the front face camera of an iPhone 5, and it says it pumps out 720. So we'll see. Until next time.